Hello. Thank you for being here and welcome to, I don't know what to call it today. Rachel's rant. Love drops. Let's just call it that. Love drop. Let's just call this episode what love drops. So welcome to Love Drops with Ray. Happy Valentine's Day. I really just want to kind of share something, more so for those who are single. Um, I'm going to be talking to all of you, but for the most part, I talk to women and a few men as well. So I just want to kind of sort of have like an open discussion about my feelings on some things and to provide some motivation and some encouragement. Today I received a happy Valentine's Day message, which I appreciated. Um, but it made me think about all of the women and men that are not really celebrating this day, right? And because, they don't have a partner, or they just had a breakup, or there was a divorce, or, an ending of an engagement, whatever it is, right? Or maybe you are just happily single. Okay, so let's just include us in there too, right? But this day is about love. 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 And so, for me, I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I forgot that today was Valentine's Day. I had, things to do early this morning, people to take care of and things of that nature. So, once I was like out and about, you're kind of like in the community or whatever, if there's some sort of holiday going on, it's going to be present, right? So I realized, oh, today's Valentine's Day. And so I saw a couple of, hmm, I wouldn't say they were sad posts, um, but just posts about, not having a man, or, not having a partner, or not having someone to spend this day with, celebrate this day, and things of that nature. And I don't believe in that. I mean, excuse me that I forgot today was Love Day, right? But if you want to celebrate it, it's open for everyone, couples, people that are single, everything, right? Because there's something to be said about, if you don't have like a significant other, there's something to be said about just loving on yourself, showing love for yourself. I think that was the premise of like Valentine's Day. Like, okay, well, I don't have a man or I don't have a woman, but let's go do something together, right? But, and I love that. I love that idea because I love bringing people together myself. But I think there's something to be said about just celebrating who you are and loving who you are. And even if that's the broken you, right? Even if you are at a space where you are sad or lonely, or going through something right now, whatever, I think that there is always an opportunity, no matter what is going on in your life, to celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how is anybody else going to, right? And so I just wanted to share some things with you that I've picked up, or was like, oh, I like that. Let me share that. Um, and hopefully it will give you mm, a good feeling or a better feeling about this day. This day never has to be sad, whether you're with someone or not, whether you're married or not, whether you're, happily divorced or unhappily divorced, whether you are engaged to someone or whether you're not, like whether you're super single and that's where you are in this period in your life. I just feel like there's always a reason to be happy, even if you don't have that special someone in your life. So I've got a question for you. I've got a message for you. And I also have an affirmation for you. And then I have an action. I love this message. And this is for anyone who is really seeking something really special. So let's go. Stay single and wait for a relationship that feels effortless. That's not confusing. That's not complicated. And don't commit until you find someone who's willing to treat you right without constant reminders, because every conversation you've had with them, they've been attentive. They paid attention to the details. They've allowed themselves to be open when it comes to you, being able to speak from your heart. And stay single until you find someone who is willing to listen, process, and apply the information that you have given them, because they truly want to understand you and respect you and be able to respond well to your love language. And they value open communication and appreciation within the relationship. And stay single until you find someone that values making you feel loved, cared for, safe, and heard above everything else, because their desire is to remind you that with them, everything matters. Someone who displays wisdom and the proficiency to deal with the obligations that come with loving you. And don't settle until you find someone who chases you with the same velocity or passion before and after the relationship starts. And they keep that effort in keeping you. What do you think? I just think that's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Question actually was going to be, I know that there's a lot of us that want a relationship, but I heard a question a couple of weeks ago and I saved it for this purpose, because sometimes we have to ask ourselves this question. As much as we want to be in a relationship, as much as we want a special someone, as much as we want a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a fiance, whatever, how are my personal insecurities going to ruin this relationship is the question. That's something that I really want you to marinate on, maybe even journal on, and come back and share it with me. Share with me what you wrote down. Share with me what it is, if anything, that you feel like are your personal insecurities. And maybe these might be some things that you need to work on. Maybe these might be some things that you need to pray about. Maybe these are just some things that you need to kind of sort of realize, because what happens is that we ask for this perfect person. We ask for this person that's specifically for you, but we haven't done the work. And so therefore, those people are victim to like being charged with things that other people have done, which is why I speak so much about not only self-love, but healing and things of that nature, because they're so very important. You never want to fumble someone, right? You never want to like push someone away that really is there to love you wholeheartedly, unconditionally. You never want to do that. So that's the question that I wanted to ask. Are you going in wounded? Are you going in wounded? So just ask yourself that question. And I would implore you to either meditate on it, marinate on it, or my number one would be journal on it. So I heard this affirmation, not sure how long ago it was, but I heard this affirmation and I saved it because I really wanted to share it. And since today is Love Day, why not share it now? So this is a short declaration or affirmation that I think can bring upliftment and make you feel better and even put a smile on your face. It's short and sweet, but I'm going to share this as well. So take some time, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I give myself permission to receive new levels of love and abundance in all areas of my life. I grant permission to my angels to bring me surprises and miracles to remind me that I am worthy of great love and abundance. And so it is. And so it is. So I love that affirmation. It says a lot in there. But more importantly, it is just speaking to yourself every day, right? And so this affirmation, you can change it, you can update it, you can add to it, you can subtract from it, whatever it is that you want to do. But the words that you speak to yourself, they always come true. So use it at your discretion. I will add all of these things into the show notes so that you can, copy and paste it, whatever it is that you want to do with it. So the action that I want to share with you, and since I said that this was really for my single people, um, I believe that even though I may be speaking to single men or women, I personally believe that even if you are in a relationship, especially if there are some things that are going on that are kind of rocky, or, there's some issues and things of that nature, I always feel like these kind of things are not just for one person or one group of people. Um, Most people would say the latter, but I don't believe that. I believe that there's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. There's always room, for all of those things. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you don't have a partner. Okay. And so the action that I was going to share was writing a love letter to your future husband or wife and letting God go to work for you. And basically, I don't know, again, I saw this somewhere on social media, but basically, the person was, interested in being married, right? Interested in finding their person. And I believe their mom suggested, like, why don't you get God involved in your relationship? Why don't you write a letter to your future husband? And she was like, light bulb, you know what I mean? Like, let me stop trying to do this on my own. Let me get God involved in this, right? And so the action was that she went and got a Valentine's Day card. It's still Valentine's Day today. And even if it isn't Valentine's Day, excuse me, you make this your own, right? If you happen to hear this on another day and there are no Valentine's Day cards in the store, please do not stop because you don't have a Valentine's Day card, right? Because you don't necessarily need the Valentine's Day card to write a letter to your future husband. But in this example, it was going to get a Valentine's Day card and writing a letter to your future husband and then letting God go to work, right? And that means thanking him for how he treats you, what he has done for you, how faithful and committed he is to you. And I would add to it that I would read this letter every day, right? Or I would just make sure that I show gratitude for him coming into your life, him, her, whoever coming into your life every day, and just watch the miracles happen. Right? Watch the miracles happen. But I'm always talking about my father, and I personally believe that when you add God into it and you really, really seriously believe, because I want to digress for a second. I do not want you to read this every day and beg God for a husband. This letter is for your future husband, but this letter, we want to write this letter in the present tense, right? We're not going to say like, God, please send me blah. No, you're sending a letter, or sorry, you're writing a letter to your future husband. So that means he's already yours, right? So you're writing in the present tense about everything that you're thankful for, that he does for you, how he loves you, how he cherishes you, how he provides security, and how he takes care of just everything, how he's the leader in your home, how he's your lover, your friend, all of those things, right? How he treats you, how he talks to you, how patient he is with you. I can go on and on, right? But we're not going to be asking God for anything, right? Because God already knows what it is that you need, right? And maybe you do need to go back to that question and see if there are any things that are in the way of you getting this. But we're not going to negate the fact that we're going to put into action and write a letter to our future husband or wife, right? And so, yeah, that's really all I wanted to share. A lot of times we're doing like this surface stuff and we're not really getting into like the nitty-gritty, right? Because we know that if we have had, maybe breakups in our relationships, or maybe if we've had a challenging childhood, or if we've had just things that have hit us back to back, we've got some things that we need to work through. We've got some things that we can't run away from because we don't want to go into anything wounded, right? That we might find someone who really is for us, but we fumble it because we still have issues. And I'm not saying that you should be issueless when you go into a relationship, because your partner should just love you, right? And ultimately, when the two of you come together, whatever needs to be healed should be healed within that relationship, right? But when you're wounded at times, you don't see the forest for the trees, right? So you personally feel like that person is wrong and that person really hasn't done anything. And so I digress because I don't really want to talk about that. I really don't want to talk about that. Today is Valentine's Day. My request would, my request for you would be to do all of these things, all of them, to answer the question, to affirm, to really, take in the message that I shared with you about staying single until you find that person that really, really treats you very, very well. And the action, write a letter. Write a letter to your future partner, to your future love, to your future husband, to your future wife. Write a letter and be so grateful for that person. Be so grateful. And just take time to remind yourself every day, if this is something that you really want, you should be able to carve out some time to talk to God about that person coming into your life and how you're so grateful and thankful for this opportunity to be loved like God loves you. So I digress. I'm going to go. I literally just wanted to come on and just say something about love, right? Let's not allow the depression to set in. Let's find a reason to smile today because there's so many. You're alive. You can walk, you can talk. Like, there's so many things to be grateful for. And so I'm going to leave you with that. I pray and hope that your day has been great. I hope your week is amazing. It's February. I don't think that it's Love Day. I actually think it's Love Month. I don't know about any of you, but I have just felt so much energy around love this month. And we're at the 14th, so we're kind of sort of in the middle of the month. I can't believe it's the 14th myself, but anyway. Um, so yeah, so do something, even if it's going to get some ice cream, if it's going to get a slice of pizza, if it's going to, make your favorite meal or, make you a cute little cocktail or whatever, have fun. There's no reason to be depressed. You're alive. You're alive. Act like it. Love yourself. Love yourself to death. So I am gonna go. You know, this is the end of the love note. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you so much for your presence. And I'll see you on the other side. We'll talk on the next one. Bye.